The Nuggets are getting no love nationally. They're getting no love. And you see some people talk about them as being a solid team or a good team. They give the Nuggets a little respect. And Nuggets fans say, well, look, they're giving us a little love. And that's only because you're not used to getting any love. This team should be the storyline out of the Western Conference. This team should be the team to beat, the only team that could match the Miami Heat. That's how this team should be looked at. Anything less than that is being ignorant. According to some national pundits, the Nuggets will have their hands full with the Golden State Warriors on Saturday night. And for most of that playoff series, some of these pundits and many fans even think that the Warriors can beat the Nuggets in this series. They can beat them. That's how ignorant the rest of the nation is about Denver. After all, the Lakers, who backed into the playoffs a few nights ago without Kobe Bryant, were still the front page story on ESPN.com. Not the Nuggets, who secured the third seed with a blowout and finished the season with a franchise record in wins and an amazing 38-3 record at home. I'm not interested in looking up the NBA record for home wins, but 38-3 has to be up there. The teams with the most momentum going into the playoffs usually create the biggest storylines in sports, but not for the Nuggets, apparently. There is only one team in basketball that was better in the last 20 games of this regular season. Did you know that? Did you know that? There was only one team in basketball that was better in the last 20 games of the regular season than the Denver Nuggets, and that team was the Miami Heat. They only lost 2 of those games. They went 18-2. An 18-2 record going into the playoffs should make them the natural favorites, especially after winning 27 in a row in the second half of the year. All that stuff that went on, we know about that. That was great. Kudos to them. If they want to be the top storyline, they deserve it. I'm with you. I agree. But if I was to tell you that the Nuggets only lost 1 more than the Heat during that same time frame, you might be surprised, wouldn't you? Well, be surprised, because that's exactly what they did. In the final 20 games of the regular season, the Denver Nuggets went 17-3, much better than anybody else in the NBA outside of the Heat. And like the Heat, the Nuggets also had a big win streak in the last half of the season. Not as big, but a 15-game winning streak. They included 2 wins against OKC, a win against the Clippers, a win against the Rockets, a win against the Grizzlies, a win against the Lakers. Or to put it simply, the majority of the Western Conference playoff teams. 15-game winning streak, and they beat the majority of the Western Conference playoff teams within that time. And it was later on that they went ahead and they went ahead and beat the Golden State Warriors. And after that, they went ahead and they beat the San Antonio Spurs in Denver, ran them out of the gym. And in San Antonio, they only lost by 1 without Ty Lawson. So why are they getting overlooked? The Spurs, who are garnering a lot of attention and excuses being made, went 10-10 in their last 20 games. 10-10. Also known as 500. The Clippers lost 6. The Grizzlies lost 7. The Warriors lost 8. Even the Thunder lost 6 of their last 20. Again, the Nuggets, they only lost 3. They're the best team in the Western Conference coming into the playoffs. They beat all those teams that I just mentioned, by the way. Every team I just mentioned has double the losses as the Denver Nuggets in that time frame. And you think they're going to lose in a 7-game series? You think they're going to lose 4 times in 7 games and they're 17-3 in their last 20, and that's going to happen against the Golden State freaking Warriors? Are you out of your mind? They should be the top Western Conference story of your national conglomerate brainwashing sports news show. Not to mention that they did all of that, for the most part, without Ty Lawson, and suffered a season-ending injury to Danilo Gallinari. And I'm not even using the injury to Kenneth Faried as an excuse, because He only missed the last few games, but money talks, guys. Money talks. The last thing the NBA or ESPN wants is the Nuggets taking away from their precious major markets. A Denver versus OKC Western Conference Finals will kill David Stern on the inside, and if the Nuggets were to go to the finals, it'd even be worse. We saw the NBA protect the Lakers last season by making sure that Meta World R Test was available if it went to 7 games. I expect no less from Hitler Stern this season either. The Nuggets are the hottest team with the deepest roster and should be the favorites in the West. They won the season series against the Thunder and dominated them in their own building. The only matchup that Westbrook has won in Denver this year was against Rocky the Mascot, and that's a fact. Denver is the team to beat. The Denver Nuggets are the team to beat. The Warriors are D-League in comparison, and the Spurs are the old wise man that doesn't know what to do when it's time to pick up the sword and go to battle. There's a reason why Popovich has to rest his old geriatric roster this time of year. It's the same reason my grandmother has to sit down and take a break after doing the dishes. The Nuggets will beat the Warriors in 5 at the absolute most, and if the Spurs are lucky enough to even get to the second round, they might not win one game against the mighty Nuggets. I'm calling it now, folks. Nuggets versus Thunder in the Western Conference Finals, and I feel good about that series too.